The United States is facing the complete destruction of democracy. Robert Reich, author, attorney, and political commentator, recently said,
My friends, this is no longer about Democrats versus Republicans, left versus right, liberals versus conservatives. The choice right now is democracy or dictatorship. And we are sliding faster than I ever thought possible into the latter. Everyone must choose which side they're on. Now,
liberals, progressives, and others have turned to the Democratic Party. This is a mistake. There are some Democratic leaders who are working hard, trying to stop or slow down the damages Donald Trump is doing. Their efforts are to be commended, but they do not seem to really know what to do.
I appreciate the question, Kevin, but I'm trying to figure out what leverage we actually have. What leverage do we have? Republicans have repeatedly lectured America. They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. It's their government. What leverage do we have?
Too many other leading Democrats, especially in the Senate, are doing very little and instead are helping Trump by voting for his insane choices for top government posts. Greg Palast, investigator, writer, author, wrote the book and produced the video Vigilante Inc., which outlined how votes were being stolen in red states. His research was given to Kamala and Biden before the election. They did nothing before or after.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer for so many in the chat who are asking? Certainly Kamala Harris has access to some of these numbers. She has access to Greg Palast. She has some understanding of what you're talking about. Why did none of the Kamala people ask for a recount or demand any kind of changes? Why didn't they respond to this obvious evidence that you point to?
Well, first of all, why don't Democrats stand up? The same reason jellyfish don't. You have to have a spine to be able to be erect. And again, like after the election, Joe Biden went to NATO and said, we just had an American election proving that America is the greatest democracy in the world and has a perfect voting system. And anyone who says otherwise is undermining our democracy. And all the Europeans were sitting there going, coughing, because they don't remove black voters from the voter rolls in France. They don't do it in England. They don't do it in these other nations. Our NATO allies are horrified by the lack of democracy in America.
The Democratic Party knew about voter purges. They did nothing to stop it. They did not contest it after the election. They have still said nothing about it. The time is short. The challenge is immense. It is not business as usual. The choice is not parties. It's freedom or oppression. What will you choose? If you choose freedom, there are things we can do. Be prepared.